Come here, pretty boy!
Ooh, fuck off.
Get fucked!
I don't think you have any idea how fast I really am.
Get this shit off me!
I'm fast as fuck, boy.
Black Ops 4 was shit, easily the worst game from Treyarch, and Treyarch cards are usually just the best. Black Ops 4 multiplayer was full of nothing but pure A's. The zombies was a bigger letdown than I, and Blackout was just dog shit. There wasn't even a campaign because of Blackout. They were halfway into developing a campaign, but Fortnite was shitting on every other game and turning 10-year-old boys gay. So because of Fortnite, Treyarch made a battle royale thinking it would make the game do better, but the problem is that Fortnite was fucking free. It didn't matter how good Blackout could have been, if it could have even been good at all. The kids don't have fucking money, so they're not going to buy a £60 game for probably the shittest battle royale I've ever seen. When Blackout was revealed, they said the map would be made up of multiplayer and zombie maps, and be about the same size of 1,000 nuke towns or some shit. It would have zombies, wonder weapons, and a mystery box, land, air, and water vehicles. Sounds amazing, doesn't it? Doesn't it? But then you actually play the game and realize the map just looks fucking disgusting. It's just some ugly ass shitty grassland with some bit of desert. So pretty much the same as every other dead ass battle royale map. I thought I'd be fighting fucking zombies and like Kino no Toten and then be able to swim into like Hunted for Black Ops 3. Instead, they put Nuketown, one of the most iconic Black Ops map, out of the way of everything. Literally the best Treyarch map that has ever been made, put in the worst fucking place on a battle royale map. Treyarch, why don't you just put it in the fucking middle? They also had shitty choices for like map locations like Verrucht and firing range. In my mind, the Blackout map was going to be made of shit like Origins. They would just instantly connect to maps like Nuketown, and then you could take a chopper to like Ascension. That would be fucking sick. I should have designed this fucking map, I swear. The idea of Blackout just sounded amazing on a piece of paper, but the execution of it was just worse than the fucking Sonic movie trailer. When I thought of the idea of them putting wonder weapons in the game, I fucking shat myself because that sounded amazing. And well, I've never actually picked up the Reagan Mark 1. They added the Reagan Mark 2 into the game, but for some reason it ended up being the biggest pile of wank I've ever seen. I don't even know if there were other wonder weapons added into normal because you just never picked them up. No, instead they ended up just adding more specialist weapons, which are just boring as fuck, but they were also disgustingly OP. And speaking of specialists, nothing fucks me off more in a COD game. Every specialist was OP and there was no balance. You know, you'd be minding your own business and then you turn around and you just see that tank on legs coming to fuck you in the ass. I mean, they did add extra locations into the map. By that, I mean they destroyed the dam, rebuilt it, then they put buried in like the bottom right corner of the map where fucking no one's ever gonna go. It was like they were just trying to piss people off. And if they were, well then they failed because for some reason people actually like Blackout. Alcatraz was cool and all, and that's the shit that had all the cool wonder weapons like the Elemental Ray Guns and the Winter's Howl, the Blundergat, Alistair's Fari. And Alcatraz was fun until they got invaded by the sweaty bastards and just ruined everything. They added some modes, but they were nothing special. They had Ground War, which was just 50v50, a giant infected mode, which was boring as fuck to me, and one mode that had the movement system like Black Ops 3, which honestly I kind of like. Another small complaint, the guns suck dick in this game. I don't even remember a single gun in the game, but it doesn't fucking matter because no matter what you do, some felon will just run you over. For some reason, people got mad that there was no campaign. Obviously, the specialist story was shit, but look at the Black Ops 3 campaign. Definitely ain't good at those anymore. Multiplayer was fun at first. The increased health will always fuck me off, but it didn't matter because if you get sniper's nest, you just shit all over the lobby.
He did it.
Every time I re-download this game, I'd always get the sniper nest because, you know, Crash just makes getting score streaks easy enough for a fucking dipshit. And then I would end up with about 60 kills because also assists count as kills for some reason. And I think to myself, why did I delete this game? It's easy as fuck. People are shit at it. And then I go into the next game thinking I'm sick. Yeah, so I put on the better streaks, aka a gunship. And then I get some dickhead that's using Zero that hacks the thing, and I remember specialists were just pure AIDS. In Black Ops 3, they were balanced as hell. In Black Ops 4, a fingerless twat could use them to end up with a gunship. And I know exactly which ones would piss me off the most. Zero, because there's always some lazy fucker just waiting to take all your shit. Oh, that's a nice gunship you got there. It'd be a shame if you weren't able to use it anymore. Nomad was also a cunt. I always would go on a mad streak and then just die from the fucking shit mines. Not only that, they could charge up that tank on legs from literally doing nothing. So long as there is a Nomad in the game, you are going to get raped by a dog. Reaver was also another shitty one. Like, people who abused his power are just a massive cunt. The radar shrouds just trigger me more than anything, and the Scythe was the dirtiest piece of shit to ever exist. Ajax was another cunt, you know, you just be minding your own business. Oh, what's that? You need to see what's going on? Nah, mate, that'd be a bit too easy. Crash wasn't too annoying, and he's the one I always use because, you know, he's just fucking overpowered. But at the same time, everything in this game is just fucking overpowered. But I swear, I will always lose a gunfight because some jammy bastard gets healed halfway through it by a Crash. You know, you just get them down on 10 HP and then they're suddenly up to 200. Prophet is just a specialist for pussies, I swear. That little cunt drone needs to burn in hell, and if you use that, then I have no respect for you. And shit like the Tempest and the Annihilator were buffed into being stronger than fucking Thanos, I swear, which just was not needed. In BO3, if you miss with them, you were fucked, but if you were good with them, then they'd only fuck, and that's what made it balanced. In Black Ops 4, it didn't fucking matter. And Talk was just the definition of dickhead. Specialists weren't the only bullshit in this game though that were unbalanced. Why the fuck does the Vapor exist when there are guns like the Peacekeeper that just rape bitches? Each gun can only have certain attachments, which was a cool idea until you realize the danger in 200 round magazine on a fucking Titan. It just meant someone could get a nuke without reloading or moving. But the operator mods were just next level bullshit. Some were fun, like the Hades had the crossbow making it a hipfire only weapon, but then there were ones you could just use to show off to the world that you are a fag. I mean, why should I use a normal gun and be fair when I can literally just make you have shitter aim than me? Of course, DLC guns were added into the game. At first it was minor, you could unlock them from, you know, from the battle pass, which obviously encourages people to play the game more. Why did people think this would last when we all know who we're fucking with? They started adding guns into supply drops, and the ones that were in supply drops were just 10 times better than the free ones. So that was just a big fuck you from Activision. And it was only after the game's life cycle did they perfect the black market. You could earn reserves, then use that to buy anything from the shop, including outfits, taunts, and of course, pick a weapon bribes. You could literally buy DLC weapons by just playing the game. Why didn't they just do that from the fucking start, and when from the start talking about fucking Advanced Warfare? But yes, after people probably spent over 500 quid on trying to get new weapons, you can now just earn whichever ones you want by playing. It's just a shame I don't want to play this shit game anymore. There's honestly so much I could shit on about zombies. Like Infinite Warfare zombies felt more like Treyarch zombies, even though Black Ops 4 is Treyarch zombies. 3 years we waited and got the biggest pile of arse of a zombies mod they could have made. Revelations was a disappointment, yes, but that's just because the ending made no sense to us without the next game. And yes, the story we got from Blood of the Dead did end up giving us enough information and a story to understand why Revelations was so bad. But I need to know, what the fuck is this? Like seriously, which asshole had the idea to try and introduce a new storyline when the first one hasn't even been finished, and they were trying to finish it in the same game they introduced a new one? I remember the first time I saw a leak for Black Ops 4 Zombies, it revealed that there was a new story, so I thought that meant that Revelations was just going to be the end and we'd just all be left with a shit ending. Then they revealed Blood of the Dead and everyone just shat themselves.
Yes! Let's go!
But with the reveal of Blood of the Dead, it's just like, why the fuck did you even bother with a new story when we have no reason to give a fuck about it? Of course we'll only be caring about Blood of the Dead. It's a Mob of the Dead remake. Like, for developers who made what is probably the most complicated story to ever exist, there's some dumb cunts, I swear. At the reveal, they showed 3 maps: the Mob of the Dead remake, a Titanic map, and a Roman Colosseum map. All of them just amazing settings for zombie maps. And 3 maps on release. One later revealed as a bonus map for the Black Ops Pass, which is 4 zombie maps on release. These are automatically the best COD. Then you play them. I got lost on Voyage and never touched that map again. I played Classified and got ass raped by the Nova Crawlers. I played Blood of the Dead and spent an hour trying to figure out how I get extra health until I found out what they actually did to the perks. The BO4 perk system was dog shit. Why'd you take away Jug Speed Cola and Double Tap thinking people were gonna be okay with that? You spawn in the map with the max amount of health, which is only 200. And at the start of the game it was only 150, which is just 3 hits down, which is the same as Black Ops 3 without Jug. The only way you could have had more health is by changing the difficulty or play mutations, but then mutations just makes the game too easy and too boring. Double Tap could only be gotten by pack-a-punching a gun 5 times. 5 fucking times. So every time you got a new weapon, the only way to get double tap on it was to pack-a-punch that 5 times. You had to pay 15,000 points to get a perk for only one of your weapons that used to cost 2,000 points for every weapon. What was the need? And the pack-a-punch cameras and ether maps, I swear, just look disgusting, except for Tag the Totem. Those ones are nice. Treyarch wanted to change up the perks so that people would stop using the 4 most common perk that, you know, everyone would always use. Why I should choose shit like Depth Perception and Mule Kick when things like Dying Wish and Winter's Wail exist. they're just 10 times more OP. Just because you take out the ones that everyone used to use doesn't mean we still won't just keep picking the same 4 perks every time. Especially the 4 most OP perks. That's how shit works in zombies. When something's OP, people stick to it. And the maps were a letdown. They weren't bad, but none of them were like top 10 worthy best maps. Blood of the Dead is worse than Mom of the Dead. Classified is the only one that actually made improvements from the original. Dead of the Night is nothing but a meme. Ancient Evil is a B-Tech Horizon drive, but it's still the best Chaos map. 9 is fun, but not replayable enough because of how small it is and how easy it is to get set up. Voyage of Despair is as bad as trans shit because of how big it is. Alpha Omega was cool the first time I played it, then I realized it's a tiny map and the new Reagan Mark IIs aren't actually that cool. And Tag the Totem is not a worthy enough map to end a whole 10-year storyline on. In fact, the thing I liked about Tag the Totem the most was this quote from Richtofen.
Whose glasses are these?
A great man, Sammy. He shined a light in the darkest corners of our souls.
Also, the specialists were more OP than any other Wonder Weapon ever made because you spawn in with them. It was disgustingly easy. With the Chaos maps, I never bothered with the Easter eggs or the story, but I hope to God they would just scrap it because it was a waste of everyone's fucking time. Blood of the Dead Easter egg was beyond awful. I'd rather give up my testicles to the gods than to have to do that Easter egg. Classified's ending could only be gotten by getting to around 150, so no Easter egg, and this would have been fine if the game was able to handle it at the start. Alpha Omega's Easter egg wasn't good or bad, but why the fuck is Avogadro the boss? Like, yeah, I get it because story, but mate, I was killing that bitch on shrine shit with a fucking EMP. Why do I have to have such an intense boss battle with him now? And Tag the Totem's Easter egg was interesting. I'd consider it amazing if there was an actual boss fight, but there wasn't. No epic final battle. Just kill off zombies and don't get finger fucked from all holes. That's what we do on fucking round 50. And then again, we had the Thunder Gun and the Reagan Mark II, so it didn't seem like we were fighting to end the whole storyline. Because that final fight ain't that difficult. It's like how Revelation's final boss was this. Because this is the epic final battle everyone needed. And why the fuck couldn't the ending be a CGI cutscene? Like, I get it, they had less staff, less manpower, less time, less everything. So yeah, they couldn't really make it a CGI cutscene, which is why they should not have ended the story on Black Ops 4. And it was a sad ending, like all the characters realizing that they had to die and sacrifice themselves to save the whole universe, but the slow animated cutscenes didn't make it feel all that special. Like, it was a big moment. Fucking the 8 main characters from the start have to now kill themselves. I mean, you know the zombies in this game wasn't good enough because otherwise Mr. Rothwaffles wouldn't be depressed. It was a good ending, but not the perfect ending. Black Ops 4 was just a disappointment as a whole, and Black Ops 5 hasn't even been revealed yet. Fuck knows what to expect from the zombies in that. Jason Blundell doesn't even work at Treyarch anymore, so does that mean the game's automatically shit or gonna be 10 times better? Treyarch are the best developers, but sometimes they just need to suck some dick.